Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 28th of November. Today, our gospel. Wait a minute. I think it's actually a birthday of one of my seminarians, our seminarians, Monaco. So, happy birthday to Monaco. Yeah. All right, our gospel today is from Luke chapter 21, verses 5 through 11. And yesterday, we heard the previous scene before this about the widow's mite in the temple. Lays the widow's 2 coins. Now Jesus is out here talking about really the temple area and its eventual destruction. Now we have to remember that Luke's gospel was written in about year 90. So that's about 20 years after the actual temple had been destroyed by the Romans. So there's a little bit of hindsight here with Luke, our author. And so I read this, I'm like, okay, you're keeping that in mind. And then trying to think, okay, what is it really talking to me about, or what's the wisdom here to be shared? And clearly, this was the second temple, and the people, it says, the people were admiring the costly stones and the adornments. Just this temple had been part of their life, and it was the center of their being. And Jesus is like, yeah, it's going to be gone one of these days. And can you imagine? I think for us, think about some of these things. Says, oh, I've been to Vatican, St. Peter's. It's so beautiful and wonderful, and makes me proud to be Catholic. And Jesus comes back and says, yeah, it'll be gone here in a few more years. We'll be just devastated. But it reminds me, I think, again, to me, I'd love to go to St. Peter's, but I'm not fixated on it. And it's like, what are we fixated on? What's the core of our faith? And I guess maybe I'm not trying to sound mean or iconoclastic, but for me, it's not about the institution. Don't tell the bishop that. Okay. For me, being Catholic is not about the institution of the church. I'm proud to be a part of that. But for me, again, it's that message of Christ. And if St. Peter's had never been built, I'd still be a Catholic, presuming all things else being equal. And I'm thinking, what else in my life have I grounded myself on? Thinking, okay, this is my source of who I am, and it's been taken away. My sense of who I am, my sense of what am I supposed to do, what's right and wrong. Eventually in my life, those have been kind of swept away, and I've been reminded that a lot of this stuff here is just, it's transitory. What's the core? And that's what I come back to. And I think that's an important message here for us. I know some people can get very fixated on it, very superficial. That's a judgmental term, but I don't mean to be. But there's things like, they got to have a certain type of music to read, or otherwise they can't go to mass, or the priest has to preach a certain way, or they have to have their certain seats. And then when that doesn't happen, they get all aflutter, and then they end up leaving. I'm like, really? Okay, what's the faith there? So I think the challenge for me, as always, I think the challenge for all of us is what is our faith about? What are we about? And to make sure that we're centered on the right things. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I think I'm feeling a bit better. So got my coffee. Talking about attachment. Let's see how I can do that. Oops, sorry. It's only one with chocolate on here. So anyway, you guys enjoy the day. I will see you back here tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.